Welcome back to the Puma Podcast. I'm Puma.
And I'm Tory.
And today, Tory is going to be pondering with Puma.
Yes, I am.
On another set of verses, ironically, from the book of Proverbs.
How ironic.
It's, well, not ironic. Well, we've been there for a while.
Such a good book.
It's hard to get Proverbs. It's always very relevant.
Lots of things to ponder in this book.
There are a lot of things to ponder, and some of the verses in Proverbs are head scratchers.
They are.
Maybe not the verse, but maybe because sometimes it seems like it's contradicting itself.
Yes.
Yes. For instance, in Proverbs 26, verse 4, it says, "Do not answer a fool according to his folly, or you will be like him yourself."
Okay.
Well, that makes sense.
Right. Don't answer a fool or you become the fool.
Yeah. Don't join in the foolishness of the fool, because if you try to correct a fool, you just look foolish.
Yeah.
But the very next verse says, "Answer a fool according to his folly, or he will be wise in his own eyes."
Hold up. Wait, say it again, but slower.
The first verse says, "Do not answer a fool according to his folly, or you will be like him yourself."
So
and then the very next verse, verse 5 of chapter 26, says, "Answer a fool according to his folly, or he will be wise in his own eyes."
Those completely disagree with each other.
Well, you would think so.
You're right. I would think so.
See, this is why, we have these Puma Ponderings.
Oh.
And hopefully, those listening, when you read the Bible, you think about what you read. Because there's a lot, it's like, so I read those verses, and I'm like, well, yeah, I don't want to look foolish, so I'm not going to instruct this fool because they're just being ridiculous. And then the next verse says, answer a fool, help them with their folly, or they will grow to be wise in their own eyes and become even more foolish. So which is it? Should I instruct a fool when they're foolish, or should I not instruct a fool when they're foolish? So Tory, help me out.
Yeah, I got to grow more facial hair to ponder this one. Yeah, I need more things to scratch. This is, I don't know. Let's take a deeper look into these verses, because I think there's more here than just the surface level.
Well, there most certainly is, always with Proverbs. Now, it is true that sometimes someone is acting incredibly foolish, and you try to correct them, and you look foolish yourself. Mm-hmm. So, for instance, suppose you're, say, at a restaurant, and someone is just being ridiculous at the counter, yelling at the people because of their order and whatnot. If you jump in there and you start trying to correct, the person and saying, "Hey, you're being super ridiculous. They got your order." Are you going to help the situation, or do you think it's going to escalate and now you're going to, in a sense, join in the foolishness, even look foolish yourself? What do you think?
I'll probably look more foolish trying to get into a verbal brawl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So let's suppose now you're at the same restaurant, and your 15-year-old son is ordering, and they don't like what they got, or they think it's wrong, and they start yelling at the person on the other side of the counter, and you're standing there. Do you correct your 15-year-old son and tell, hey, you jump in there and try to help them? Do you think you're going to look foolish, or do you think it's a time to correct a foolish person?
I think even if I do look foolish, it's time to correct, right? I'm the father. That's my son. There's an authority difference there in this situation. Okay. And as a dad, it's my job.
So everyone in the restaurant, the first situation, you're just a stranger and you jump in.
Right.
How are people going to perceive you? As someone with wisdom, or someone who's acting the fool?
Acting a fool. I'm the male Karen.
Right.
Got to get involved.
In the second situation, people see you. Are they going to see you as acting the fool, or see you as someone wise and appropriate in that situation?
Yeah. Hopefully someone wise, someone that's trying to help, love, and correct and train their kid on how to talk to people.
Yeah. All right. So what's the difference in those two situations?
The relationship is very different between me and my son, and me and the people that are having the squabble. So relationship, authority, right? I'm the dad. It's my son. I'm just another random person in the restaurant, the first scenario.
Okay. In the first scenario, I'm not responsible for that person. In the second scenario, I am.
Right. Yep.
And so it's appropriate for me to correct the foolish person in the second scenario because I'm responsible. But it's not my place in the first situation, and so I'm just creating more chaos and more foolishness.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Now, let's suppose in the first situation, the person has a teachable heart. Someone, they are just have a misunderstanding, but maybe they seem like they have a teachable heart, and you kind of sense that a little bit, and so you come alongside. Hey, you know what? Is there something I can help you with here? Can I, engage you a little bit and kind of help diffuse the situation? Now, would that be appropriate?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, again, there's probably a lot of layers there to relationships.
A lot of layers.
But
I mean, it's all hypothetical.
Yeah, I would say probably, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, are there times when you sense that somebody has a teachable heart, and so you're like, if you engage them and try to help them out, we've done this with strangers before. You see people struggling in something, and you come alongside. It's like you're generally trying to help out. Yeah. And it's accepted and it's well taken because they are actually evidencing that they have a desire to to change or be helped.
Yep.
You see, we encounter these kind of situations all the time where, because we live in a very foolish world and there are foolish people all around us. It's almost kind of the old, you need to know when to hold them and know when to fold them, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Every situation or every hand that you're dealt, it's either I got to hold it or I fold it in. I fold it in. You need wisdom to evaluate the situation to decide if this is a situation that's going to be constructive or a situation that is going to cause more foolishness and more harm and chaos. Yep. And that's why, he puts these two verses right back to back to each other. It says, do not answer a fool according to their folly, or you will be like him yourself. So when you answer a fool according to their folly, it's kind of like in youth group, all the kids are yelling and screaming and it's time to start. Another teenager yells and screams, everyone shut up, it's time to start. Now they're answering that fool according to the same foolish behavior that they're trying to correct.
Yeah.
Right?
When your peers, it's different.
Right. But so when you answer a fool according to their folly, it's like you're trying to correct them with the same foolishness that they're engaging in. Right. And it does not come across well. Every time a young person tries to do that in youth group, it never simmers the group down. It actually escalates the group up.
Yeah.
Now, if I yell, say, hey, everybody sit down, it's time to start, everyone tends to quiet down. Now, what's the difference?
Well, yeah, like you said, you're responsible. You're the pastor. You are shepherding the teens.
Yeah, I'm sort of doing the same thing, but it's I have the jurisdiction, I have authority, I have responsibility in that situation to do that, and then in the relationship with those, and so they handle that well. So, answer a fool according to their folly in the same manner, you are just going to escalate. But the second one says, answer a fool according to his folly, or he will be wise in his own eyes. And so he's saying we need to grow in wisdom. And so this is why reading the Bible and even the book of Proverbs as a whole helps give us sort of the parameters or the guidelines, the principles that we can use to evaluate every situation that we come across. And to grow in wisdom is to grow in evaluating, is this a situation where I'm going to help this person, or is this going to cause more chaos?
Yeah. No, that's good. I think for the second verse, right, when you correct, answer a fool according to their folly that they may grow wise, there's definitely a heart posture there too, right? Part of the wisdom of recognizing who actually has a teachable spirit, because you can't teach a proud person anything or you become the fool.
Right.
But you teach really a humble person who's maybe acting foolishly. There's hope for that person.
Right. And so, again, evaluating, using the principles throughout the book of Proverbs, evaluating, is this person teachable? Are they humble? Is this going to be constructive? Is this going to edify and build them up, and they're going to take it well? I mean, there's so many Proverbs, it says like the wounds from a friend are better than the kisses of an enemy. In other words, a wise person is going to take maybe a harsh rebuke from someone close because they know that person loves them and cares about them versus the flattery of a stranger. And so we need to recognize situations and recognize whether we're going to be helpful or not helpful.
Yeah. No, it's a good word. It's a good pondering. Am I, which fool am I? If I am foolish, do I have a teachable spirit? But then the wisdom to discern, is it ever appropriate for me to intervene and potentially correct a fool?
Yeah.
And that takes a lot of prayer.
To love people is to love them to truth and righteousness, to love them to the heart of God.
Yeah.
And someone has to be teachable and humble and ready to accept that. And sometimes it's my responsibility to correct and it's appropriate. Sometimes it's not my responsibility, or I'm just sort of maybe a peer or on the side, and it might not be appropriate because they won't take it well. And so it's a good time to say nothing.
Yeah.
And, otherwise you will kind of add more to the foolishness.
Yeah. No, that's good. Well, thank you, Puma. Thank you, guys. Hey, if you enjoy this Puma podcast, I appreciate you guys giving us some feedback. And, we all want to grow wiser too. So just, as we end this kind of Puma pondering, just how can we not only be wiser, but also be discerning in who we help or don't help. Sometimes doing, again, in both verses, it's a sin to do one or the other. It could be very foolish for us to get involved or very wise. So join us in this pursuit of being wise in that endeavor. And we'll see you next week, Fridays at 10:10. And we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.